Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar as we introduce you to SecurOS ITS, a purpose-built suite of video intelligence solutions dedicated to improving traffic management and reducing accidents. I'm Joel Griffin, Director of Marketing for North America at ISS, and I will be your moderator for today's program. With more than a quarter century of experience in developing highly specialized video surveillance software, ISS has been one of the leading global pioneers and developers of AI-powered video analytics for security and safety applications. However, with one of the leading license plate recognition platforms on the market in SecurOS Auto, as well as dedicated offerings for pedestrian safety, intersection monitoring, and more, ISS now offers a comprehensive set of solutions for intelligent traffic management. In today's webinar, we're going to provide you with an overview of some of these dedicated ITS offerings, what differentiates them from other available solutions, and provide you with a sneak peek of what you can expect to see in person later this month at ITS America. Today's webinar will be broken down into several parts. Following a quick introduction of today's speaker, we will briefly discuss who ISS is as a company, how we define video intelligence, followed by an overview of our ITS solutions, camera systems, and the types of data that we can provide. Finally, the last 10 to 15 minutes of today's program will be reserved for Q&A with you, our audience. Please submit a question at any time using the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. We will answer as many questions as possible during this time verbally. At the conclusion of today's program, we will randomly select an attendee who stayed on for the duration to receive a $100 Amazon gift card. Your speaker for today's program is Joe Harvey, ITS Market Sector Leader at ISS. Joe joined ISS last November following a decade-plus long stint at traffic and parking safety solution provider TAPCO, where he led business development efforts for the company's wrong way alert system and also served as product manager for its DMS product line. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Joe. Joe, take it away.
Appreciate the intro, Joel, and welcome everybody. Do appreciate your time here today, and we'll be conscious about staying on time. Have about 30 minutes worth of information as Joel laid out, at the end of which we do also have a questionnaire that we'll put out there just to get a feel of both from today's presentation, but also just in general about you, your district or entity's understanding and relationship with video intelligence and AI as they kind of continue to move throughout the marketplace, and the understanding that hopefully we can provide for you here today. So that will be at the duration of the conversation, and then as Joel made mention, we'll go through that Q&A. So we'll get running here. And again, we do appreciate you being a part of this topic here today. So Joel, if you would. So ISS and our background. Many of you might know us from varying areas of operation, from video surveillance, ITS, video management. All of those are a part of what ISS does. Since 1996, ISS has been a developer of AI and video intelligence solutions. As you can see here from the graphic, we have 18 offices globally, over 450 employees, and really a big feather in the cap for ISS is that 40+ patent and trademark identification you see there. What that means is that ISS is continually being a leader in this space and looking for areas where we can really make a difference and continue to allow video intelligence to make and affect change in our everyday lives. That number has continually grown, and over just the last couple of years, we've close to double what that trademark and patent, number is today. And it's really something that kind of proves out who ISS is and who we continue, how we continue to push the marketplace. The other side of it is that we are a US-based company here out of New Jersey with our manufacturing facilities down in Miramar, Florida. Joel? Additionally, we are a global company. To date, we have more than 50 countries that we have deployed our solution and or physical hardware into. That middle number there, 3.5 million plus cameras under our command of SecurOS and our platform. That'll speak volumes when you start to see some of the capabilities here today that we're going to cover. But this is something that we are very proud of. That number continues to grow daily, but we are truly integrated throughout the world here when it comes to safety, security, and just what video analytics we are providing into our environment every single day. ISS is very much a thought leader in the marketplace. To some of you, AI, neural networking, video intelligence may be a concept over the last couple of years that has really started to spark or create a lot of interest, has been brought into our industry. But ISS has been that global leader and has been someone who's viewed as a thought leader throughout the marketplace. We continue to get asked from our leadership group to sit on panels, to sit in on webinars, be just that mind meld that helps the industry continue to talk about, understand, and shape the future of what these products are going to be able to offer and what they're facilitating today. So continue to think of us as those forethought leaders. If at the end of this, you want to go onto any of our social media accounts or any of our websites to take a look and just see some of the white papers, some of the conversations, see when we respond out to LinkedIn, YouTube, just the information we're putting out there is very much hand in hand and in partnership with the industry and can be a great use case and knowledge-based builder just to be at your fingertips and disposal. As Joel goes to the next slide here, it is convenient that this is myself in this video as it gets rolling. Recently out at T-Mobile's 5G Tech Hub experience, we partnered with them in order to take a look at one of our physical hardware products, the Soffit. I'll get into that later in the presentation. But being able to work with other industry leaders that are providing, in this case, connectivity as Internet of Things, of connected realm that we live in now in the transportation world continues to move forward. Working with a partner like this, using their ideas, their thoughts, and being able to take our solution and connect that specifically to what they were thinking about, and in their hub be able to really build a new solution that we had not come to market yet with, was just one example of how we continue to rely on these relationships and push forward just with everyday thought and design behind products and solutions we're bringing to marketplace. Next, I'm going to get into what actually is video intelligence, AI, some of the conversation and some of the keywords that you probably hear in the marketplace quite a bit here. Joel, if you can jump forward 2 slides for me. So video intelligence, making video actionable for real-time notifications. So where you see decision-making AI, data analysis actually rely on the video that it's taking a look at, the analytics that it's been built on, and being able to process real-time and also post-event to be able to provide either a specific action and or data point that customers or our end users are able to place out in the marketplace is where we identify video intelligence. It's not just laying over a video stream and just managing those camera feeds. It's really truly taking our neural network with thousands upon thousands of hours and having AI being able to actually control those events with high trust analytics and present that to you in real-time functioning, responsive ways is how we are defining ourselves and how we differentiate ourselves in the marketplace. Joel. So as you can see here, just a quick rundown in how the steps are actually working. So the analytic tasks, that is what you were looking for. In our world of ITS, you're looking at pedestrian behaviors, vehicle behaviors. You're looking for a specific action that is taking place in the environment. The AI appliance or device in this manner, so a camera, some sort of, let's say, access control, radar, different devices that can live in our SecurOS ecosystem, is then able to receive real-time notifications based on the analytic viewing its environment and push through that SecurOS, our software platform, to give you the ability to make just decisions specific to an actionable item, or again, be notified of an event causation and respond or report accordingly. Joel, once again, would you? The benefits of this. One of the key points for us is the scalability and flexibility that we offer. SecurOS as a platform is able to continually be built on, and the scalability that allows you to use physical infrastructure that may already be in the environment, add on additional hardware, and really just start to take full use case of either the data, the unification, the management, the actionability of what is going on in the environment and within our platform to understand and decide exactly what is going on. Joel, if you could jump to the next slide. Some of the video intelligent data examples, and the video is going to run here in a second. Joel, I don't know if you have to click again. So in this use case, you're actually seeing video intelligence being able to identify an individual, in this case, actually graffiti detector, being able to pick up and identify what exactly is going on. So if you go back to what we were just talking about, an action or an analytic that we were taking a look at for an event, in this case, that graffiti actually taking place. We're viewing, and what you can see in that green area there is the camera view of the area that we've mapped out and the analytic being able to directly identify. From that violation is both the integration from the SecurOS side, but also into several just like a smartphone, so pushing email, text messages, your GSI mapping. We also have several third-party open API applications that allows integration to either networked devices, ATMS softwares, different platforms that you may already have or be in use case, several of them for law enforcement. So the varying levels of response where either direct notification or layered notification can all take place is how video analytics and intelligence is taking, in this case, the identification of an event and traveling it all the way through its conclusion of notification and action from end user use case. The SecurOS platform, and Joel, if you'll go to the next slide for me, is really built on what you can see here, a scaled and layered application. So what you see here are several of just the add-on areas where you can see specific things like the capture and recognition, situational awareness, the ISS video wall, automated decision management. All of these different add-ons are a part of what the intelligence platform is offering from a standpoint of not just giving you that one-time notification. This truly is a standalone operating system that is being able to take, again, that live video feed and capturing, recording, analyzing, and being able to present that actionable item. It's, again, scalable. It really is very minimal footprint when you're talking about either server application or cloud-based. And then the fast and real-time and efficient decision management is really at the forefront of our platform, and how SecurOS has continued to kind of be at the forefront of all the security and safety decision-making from our customers that we've had throughout our time in deployments as we continue to build this. I touched on earlier, Joel, if you'll jump to the next slide for me, from a video intelligence platform and its difference kind of from a VMS, a portion of what SecurOS is or what ISS does is video management. That is just an aspect of what the platform and what the service is to provide here. As you can see, some of the very key differences that stand out. The native analytics, the removal of third-party cyber risk because of some of our internal, some of our third-party cyber risk using our analytics and our apps, and then the 100% native failover cluster. These things are built and scaled from the ISS side to provide that security layer and also to build on some of the more traditional just video management that you may be seen previously, currently in use in the marketplace, but makes up just a very small portion of what SecurOS has to offer. The analytics are a big portion of what we kind of build on. And Joel, the next slide there will show several of just the options that we have in the marketplace. We have over 50 plus task-based modules that you can think of just get scaled upon one another based on what our customer needs are. ISS builds our neural network training and those hours that we actually have our AI looking through to a 95+% accuracy. If you take a look at the data, a lot of different points speak to the number of hours that are needed in order to reach a 95+% accuracy. Where we really strive and push to is that 99%, where you can take several hundred hours of video, apply your analytics and AI over that, but the real differentiator is the years and the patience, the expertise that is needed in order to take a look at the number of hours we've had and make sure that the information that we are supplying out directly from our neural network is accurate and highly able to be entrusted for your decision platform and your decision making. What you see here is a number of them that live just in our ecosystem from all of those verticals that I touched on at the start of the presentation. But as you can see there in the middle, really has the ability to be honed in for our ITS marketplace when you're talking about some of the behaviors that pedestrians have, how our vehicles are interacting with just the motoring public today. And again, as more and more devices get connected and need to have just the ability to take a look at our physical landscape and how people are traveling it, these analytics continue to provide those data points for your understanding and for our end users to kind of build upon. I'm going to jump into some of the solutions here and get a little more in-depth into what some of our products are actually doing and the solutions we offer in the marketplace today. SecurOS Auto is our LPR system. From what you're going to see here in the video is our, this is a recorded video, but at one point live feed of traveling motorists going through. And as you can see here, as the license plate change and get identified, we are actually noting that on the right-hand side of just the raw data being inputted and then being able to be searched within that video. ISS SecurOS Auto is integrated within all 50 states, all the myriad of license plates within those states, and then also we have taken this to 100+ countries and are able to continue to kind of grow that integration and what LPR is really able to offer. When you think about more traditional use cases, your LPR for tolling authorities, up on gantries being able to do your tolling, travel times, but now with some of the other manufacturers that have come into the marketplace, being able to interconnect that into lost or stolen vehicle, Amber Alerts, SecurOS is tied into all of these third-party applications. So from the standpoint of police or law enforcement, being able to use it to very quickly identify in high travel areas, either an incident and or one of those emergency alerts, but also just our standard data points where you're getting speed detection, your color, make, model recognition, your variations in speed and travel. All of that is a part of SecurOS Auto. It also allows you to go through after that data. If you do need to take a look at one individual point or anything that may have happened, add notes into, What you see here on the platform from the video being shown and the dropdown being run now, this is actually being able to self-classify, but also go through, add notes to any individual capture and being able to instantaneously get those pulled back up. So if it was a speeding incident, if it was potentially lost or stolen vehicle, those notes are added, and operators that are using the system are able to use this across days, weeks, years, and still have kind of a database built upon the video that is being captured. Joel, if you'll jump to the next slide for me. Next is analytics as a service. So, excuse me one second. Recently, ISS has deployed AAAS here as a solution to basically vehicle count, and for our other verticals and other markets, being able to post-process video that our customers have identified. In the ITS realm, this has traditionally been our movement and counting classification at intersections, but with the ability to take inputs from video throughout your environment. So if it's at intersection, if it's at a crossing, again, going back to that LPR, so highway and some of your gantry applications out on the highway, being able to go back and actually give you counts, classification, being able to send that to a service, run post-processing, and provide the analytics to you without having to put any additional physical hardware, speaks to a bit of that scalability, but also some of the specialization that we're able to provide from our analytic and our software. We've seen a lot of large DOT county ask for very specific variations. So if you're looking for something specific or need additional information on this, please let us know, as it's kind of still being adapted for our use case. But as you can see here, it has some generalities of the length to which the video clips can be sized, the platform here of how you can actually select what you want at any individual point for any individual video that gets uploaded, really gives the end user a lot of creativity and use cases rather than just looking for movement and turn counts at an intersection. You're really able to take this across much more than just your typical intersection application. Next here for us is something that I've tried to speak a lot on that really shows the size and scalability for ISS. This is an international use case out of Mexico City, but it does speak to ISS's ability to scale with a customer. We were presented this opportunity from the city of really being their full ATMS platform when you think a comparable here in the States. As you can see from some of the numbers on the side, we are currently in control of 65,000 plus cameras there in Mexico City. This is integrated with LPR. We have our facial and tracking kit cameras and analytics a part of this. You can also see the integration into speakers or notifications. So if you let your mind wander a little bit and think of in our individual states, counties, cities, being able to take all of the video feeds potentially within the environment and being able to actually have SecurOS analyze all of that, as we've kind of touched on its abilities and what its analytics do, but actually then integrate additionally into the physical hardware. So if you have overhead message boards, if you are integrating into law enforcement, emergency response, we also do card access or availability to certain high-risk areas. So if you have someone going to work on a tunnel or overhead gantry, mast arm, different things that they need access, ITS cabinets, all of this can get integrated within the system and really act as your overall arching software solution. This has been running for well over a year at this point, and we have had great feedback. We continue to work with them and partner with Mexico City as more and more physical hardware actually goes out but you can see here just to the scale of what this video is showing you, how SecurOS, how ISS is living within their environment, and the solution we are able to provide a very large municipality in this case. The other aspect, and yeah, Joe, go ahead. The other aspect that SecurOS offers is, oh, jump one back for me, Joel. Thank you. Is the automation portion of SecurOS. So being able to be alerted to a notification and have that pop up in front of an operator is a portion to which our unifier and dispatcher is able to do. But as this video rolls here, you can actually see the customization that is allowed within it. So if you take, for instance, a crash or a pedestrian down in a critical area or prohibited area, that notification is coming through and you can analyze that video. But here we are actually going to have the operator process the event in real time. They're going to take a look at the video. They're going to state what is occurring in that moment, add any sort of notes or any sort of standard operating procedures that might take place, and be able to take that to its conclusion. What you're able to do from a admin level and really a scalability is take kind of that top level event and cascade that down to the pieces that it needs to be. If it's an alert that needs to go out to an operator, but also have an internal assessment, you're able to actually build out those layers within the system here and basically map out how the operating system is going to send these alerts and what needs to be flagged or happen in order to continue for that event to be processed. So as it comes in, a single operator may take a look and get that alert. They may process and identify that, yes, in fact, this is what has taken place. That may get moved on to a secondary operator who's going to make an emergency dispatch call. That may be something where they are going to reroute traffic now, or potentially, in my state here in Wisconsin, you're going to affect the ramp metering. You're going to change messaging on DMS. You're going to potentially lower gates so traffic can't continue on the highway or down the roadway. All of these things can be built within SecurOS, and in this specific case on our unifier application. Here in the video, you're actually seeing an operator build out that action and customize exactly what is supposed to happen during an event, and in this case, what they're calling the chain of action here. So it really is a very powerful device, click and point application, as you can see, in order to build this out. And an operator is really empowered to make sure the event that they are witnessing is handled all the way through its responsible conclusion. Joel, if you'll jump to the next one for me. So the video here is two of my colleagues, basically in a Dumb and Dumber moment, but this is video analytic that we're building out, and just them having our neural network being trained here. But this is our event manager. So in this case, you are seeing a video that has taken place and been identified. The operator is going back in to take specifically a look at this data point in order to identify. In this case, you're looking at two individuals potentially in a fight, but if you allow yourself to imagine that two vehicles have had an incident, or again, there's pedestrian in a unallowable area, being able to take a look at that and see either an entry point, see what potentially caused the incident, response time. All of these things are very usable after the fact, and being able to have an operator identify in real time and then come back and actually take a look at these data points and use them as decisions are made in the future is what we're looking for, and what we allow our end users and customers to empower themselves with. There is a map integration that does allow you to kind of take a look at certain areas, corridors, where these events might be taking place and what type of event is happening. Again, if you're seeing a lot of red light violations, wrong way events, near misses, understanding if there's a geometry of road, if it's a speed issue, all of those from data points, and being able to go back and find that video that was captured and stored according to your operating procedures is what is really the power behind the processing and that SecurOS platform again. Okay. Next, I'm going to get into some of our camera systems. So ISS is a manufacturer here, as I stated, in Miramar, Florida. Three of the specific use cases you see here are the LPR. In the middle is UVSS. It is a under vehicle security system, not something that we see specific in the ITS realm, but if you think about ports and some of the more security measures that are still roadway adjacent, this is a camera that is scanning underneath the vehicle along with our LPR systems in order to provide security measures. And then to the right there, the soffit. I'll touch on the auto and or excuse me, the LPR on the soffit here more depth, but we are building these cameras in order to optimize our algorithms. So as our neural network continues to live and breathe, and we understand what is the best use case for these systems, we really want to push forward with our partners the ability of the physical hardware to keep up with the measures that we need. ISS has partnered with every major manufacturer in camera manufacturing, and with the exception of a few outliers, are able to overlay our analytics on those. But just its ability to live on that hardware or excel on it is really what we are pushing for, and why in a lot of cases you see us actually being the hardware supplier in these cases to make sure that we're really taking into account everything we need from a system manufacturer and what we want our operators and end users to get on the other side of our systems. The LPR, or the Modus camera here, Joel on the next slide, is a high-speed camera. So this is able to recognize speeds up to 155 miles an hour. This is a very highly unique and globally an award-winning camera and operating system to be able to integrate with the states, with countries' databases in order to function in the number of areas that you see. In the use case there, that's going up on a gantry for a monitored lanes application, but the camera is greatly exceeding what our industry has needed to date, and we continue to kind of push and excel and try to stay at the forefront of LPR and what that means for our industry. As you can see down there, some of just the my apologies, or not applications, some of the criteria that we've met with the manufacturing down in Miramar, and the standards that we continue to meet for the ITS landscape. So your NEMAs, your TS2, specifically for DOTs, APLs, and different things like that. These systems, when going out into the marketplace, will meet or exceed all those standards to continually build that high trust in both the system, but then ultimately the analytic and the decision that you're getting from them. The next product is our soffit, excuse me. The SecurOS soffit is really a standalone solution that doesn't have any comparable currently in the marketplace. The soffit is a dynamic lighting solution that is actually lighting and traveling with a pedestrian as they enter across some of our crossings. So either a mid-block crossing or a signalized intersection. The light itself can be a standalone device that is supplying ambient light to just the crossing during dusk till dawn hours. But during activation, the light is actually guiding the pedestrian through the crossing. Joel, if you go to the next slide with the video, what you'll see here as the video plays through is taking some of those more traditional measures of identifying a vulnerable road user in the crossing, and where traditionally they've been kind of to the outside of the actual crossing itself. So the traveling motorist is taking a look at signage, at LED enhancements that are taking place outside of the crossing during that event. The soffit is actually identifying pedestrians in the crossing. And as you can see here from the video, that light is guiding them through. So it is adding contrast to the pedestrian within the crosswalk. This is bringing visibility directly to that user and providing very valuable time to decision making of a vehicle actually traveling through. This is really a change from more of the traditional measures, and a lot of the conversations happening right now is around how lighting has been able to add to really our biggest issue in a industry is nighttime incidents, and taking some of that responsibility away from, in this case, the road user, the pedestrian crossing, and being able to provide a security measure that they don't have any sort of actuation or measure being a part of. The system is fully passive and active, as you can see there during the nighttime hours, providing that light to the road users. The device is a camera, cabinet, and that lighting solution up on physical hardware infrastructure, has that ease of use, has the ability to integrate into other cameras that are already out in the roadscape. And then if you add that to everything we've been talking about on the data side, on the neural network, being able to continually build, understand, provide data and input and insight directly to either events that are happening or going back and using that data to better understand what is happening out on the roadway. That use case we did with T-Mobile from the video at the start of the presentation was an integration with more traditional physical hardware, but using our camera and our analytics to be able to activate both the light and some of those more traditional use cases and measures, and also pushing that notification through some of the RSU or connected devices to be able to also then communicate to additional vehicles potentially on approach of an event. All of this is real time right now that we have brought to market and starting to integrate within our physical structure. So this is an exciting one for me, being able to really take that next step where some of the traditional measures haven't, was really a great jump in vulnerable road user pedestrian safety. Finally, want to touch on just some of the available data. So I've been speaking about on the background after all processing, everything that has been done both real time for either the event of either capture and or a safety measure is the data. The neural network and the high trust analytic ultimately is leading to the output of data for us to understand again. All of this just raw data can be configured into our dashboards and into trend analysis for your use, and very customizable with its dashboarding to understand specifics of intersection, travel time, the LPR, pedestrian safety, really anything that you can imagine to be able to pull usable data currently in the industry and from our systems, and continue to use that and analyze what is going out on your roadways. So making decisions for future planning, making assessments for federally funded projects and getting feedback. That data is built in within the dashboards and a part of just that SecurOS network. The next slide here is going to just give you kind of, again, a pretty good list and some of the functionality that it has. So the raw data formats, if it isn't just going to live in graph and charts, if you need to pull it out, extract it, manipulate it in some sort of way, lives to be exported. Again, speaking to that configurable dashboard allows you the customization. We don't want to just have a one size fit all, especially when it comes to city to city, but also device to device. So we make sure that we are providing you with truly a full scale kind of a la carte data package that you are able to use and continue to make decisions on. The use cases here speaks to all the markets again, speaks to all of the expertise we have in all of these verticals and where we've continued to allow our neural network and our analytics to be built from. This company started analyzing in a food processing manufacturing facility just being able to take a look at defects. Through those years, we have built all of these use cases out of either customer request or just as more and more video has been attained and our neural network continues to learn, we have built these use cases and the very specific analytics that we provide today in order to ultimately, in some cases, safety devices out in the roadway, but also a data device that is highly trusted and very unique in our offering today just from other manufacturers. Last couple things that I want to hit on here, just from a data standpoint, from transportation, you can just see the number of raw data that we can both take in, but also kick out for our end users. All of these are living in that customizable area, are analytics that live on our neural network that are being able to be provided into our roadways presently, be used and be supported from that SecurOS platform. The other side of it is that law enforcement aspect that I touched on, because the LPR and some of the notification sides. Joel, if you go to the last slide here, the build out for law enforcement and safe city or vision zero cities in order to provide direct needs that have been identified, notification, real-time actionable items are what the SecurOS, the platform, what everything is ultimately living in and providing out for you. So I touched on a ton of information here. I had to go relatively quickly just based on our timing. I would love to go further in depth on any of these products, more about ISS, what our offerings are. But I do appreciate your time here. I'll take a look and turn it back over to Joel for any other questions that may have came up during the presentation. And you'll see here our questions we have for you guys. If you can take a few minutes, just provide some answers. It's multiple choice. Hopefully it won't take you more than a few minutes, but Joel, I'll hand it back to you if there's any questions that came up during conversation here.
All right. Well, Joe, thank you very much. And right now I'm going to go ahead and push this poll out to our audience. If you wouldn't mind taking part in this, it's just about 4 or 5 questions here, multiple choice. So Joe and I will go ahead and answer a few questions while you take that there. So I think, and again, if you want to submit a question, just use the Q&A box on your screen. Joe, I think one thing that came up during the course of your presentation, you touched on analytics as a service, and it's a relatively new offering for us. What do you see as being some of the best or primary use cases for this when it comes to ITS applications?
So traditionally in the marketplace, it has been turning and movement counts at signalized intersections. So that data is out of necessity needed in order to understand and better function with just signal phase and timing, general understanding of traveling motorists throughout your corridor. But where we really see and excel from, an ISS in a standpoint of what our analytic is able to offer is really taking those camera feeds throughout the entire roadscape. So you're talking freeway, arterial. If you want a dangerous thoroughfare, crossroad, if you're talking about rural areas, wherever cameras may live, we're able to take those and actually analyze that video. Because it is a service where you're able to take chunks of video and analyze specifically what you're looking for and identify potentially hazardous areas. If it's high-speed curves, if it's that wrong way side of things, you're really able to identify key areas, take a look at either one-time or continued use case, and that will continue to get built as just more and more customers identify potential problem areas and ask us to take a look, or just really work within the service and see what the platform is able to offer.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much all the questions we have that came in. But thank you everyone again for taking part today. And again, I want to thank Joe for sharing his insights on this topic. And if you want to learn more about our company, or you want to learn more about our ITS offerings, you can simply go to issivs.com and follow the links, and you'll find all of our solutions there. To Joe, thank you again. And to our audience, thank you for attending. Take care.
Take care all. Thank you.